right, so we already have a lot of tonight's homework filled in because we did that part in class today. So what we're going to do here is we're going to solve and estimate as well, and we'll estimate first just to check our answer. So we came up with these numbers in class, 2 plus 9, fill that in. And now let's go ahead and add. The important part with adding decimals is that we need to make sure we're lining up our place values or lining up our decimals. So I have a 4 and a 3 in the tenths place, so I can add that up. And then 2 plus 9, so just 11 and 7 tenths. And that's pretty close to our estimate of 11. Our estimate was 6 plus 3, which is 9. 6 because 5 and 8 tenths is close to 6. Here we annexed a 0 in the hundredths place because we didn't have anything in the hundredths place for this number, but did for the second number. 6 plus 0 is 6. 8 plus 3 is 11. Don't forget to regroup. Bring down the decimal and then add them up. So our answer is 9 and 16 hundredths, which is extremely close to our beginning answer. Here we're going to go ahead, do the same thing, add them up, but first estimate. So 19 is our estimate. 7 plus 8 is 15. 9 plus 0, or 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 9 is 10. Bring down the decimal, add these up, 1 plus 2 plus 6. Our biggest mistake is we're not lining up the decimals or if we don't regroup. So our answer is 19 and 5 hundredths. Here we have some word problems. A lot of times we get scared of word problems, but just know that we can do them just as well as we can the other ones. Just think through them. At the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, Usain Bolt won the men's 100-meter race with a time of 9 and 61 hundredths of a second, and the men's 200-meter race at the time of 19 and 62 hundredths of a second. How long did it take the sprinter to run the two races combined? So what we're going to do is we're going to write down our number model, which is 9 and 63 hundredths plus 19 and 32 hundredths equals T for total or S for seconds. That's okay. Whatever one you chose there is okay. I'm going to go with the larger number first. So 19 and 32 hundredths. I want to make sure I'm writing nice and neat so that I can easily line up my decimals. Go ahead, add these up. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 6 is 9, sorry there. Bring down my decimal. 9 plus 9 is 8. Don't forget to regroup there. So how far did, or how many seconds did he run? He ran 28 and 9 hundredths of a second. I highly recommend Googling Usain Bolt or watching some of his videos for running on YouTube. He's extremely fast. He's a sprinter, which means he's running as fast as he can every time he runs. In July 2006, the smallest living horse was 44 and 5/10 centimeters tall from the ground to its back. In May 2006, the smallest living dog was 10 and 6/10 centimeters tall from the ground to the top of its head. How far from the ground would the dog's head be if he stood on the horse's back? So if these two are stacked on top of each other, how tall would they be? So I'm going to add that together. 44 and 5/10 plus 10 and 16 hundredths would equal T for total or tall. I'm going to choose 44 and 5/10 first. And then I'm going to write 10 and 16 hundredths. I need to line up my decimals and value. I have a 6 here. Does not get added to the 5. It gets added to the hundredths place, which is a 0 here. 6 plus 0 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. Bring down the decimal. 4 plus 0 is 4. And 4 plus 1 is 5. So our answer here is 54 and 66 hundredths of a centimeter tall. this practice here's a review. We talked about this morning how when we have of, we multiply. So half of 12, well, 12 is a whole number. We know every whole number has a secret 1 underneath. 1 times 12 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. And so I have 12 over 2, which is improper. I could divide to find out what the equivalent fraction is. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and that goes in evenly, so it's just 6. So what is half of 12? 6. What is half of 11? So same thing here. I have 11, which is a whole number. I'll put a 1 with that. So 1 times 11 is 11. 1 times 2 is 2. Well, that's improper, so I need to find the equivalent fraction. So I need to divide. 2 goes into 11 5 times, which leaves me with remainder 1. So my answer would be 5 and 1 half. So 11 halves is the same as 5 and 1 half. Please make sure if you haven't completed that back side that you do that as well.